Good morning.
What you've got there?
We're going to make a raft. Aren't we, Skip? She can hold things.
Oh.
You're not Australian, are you? You don't sound like one.
Oh.
Do you want to see Dad? Well, he's not in right now.
So he tells me. Some other time. I understand you're looking for work. I haven't had much success with odd jobs. And another with all the food and clothes.
What about the fire breaks you're going to cut, Dad? And the new drains? You said you could use an extra hand.
I was thinking of using a junior ranger from one of the outstations.
Hey, I've not much interest in me.
All right. We'll see how you shape up with an axe. If he has no objection.
Dad's kind of suspicious of you. But you're not like those others. Even Skippy. She likes you too.
Check.
Oh, no.
Well, if you hadn't moved your bishop, you'd still have your queen.
Well, you told me to move it.
Don't you have a mind of your own?
Sonny not here?
Haven't seen him.
Nor me.
What's the betting is down with old Trundle? It's the only place he goes these days.
I think Sonny would move in with him if he could. You heard the tales the old chap's been spinning him?
Like when he was at sea, his ship got wrecked on an iceberg.
Sonny told me he was a test pilot.
Oh, that's just in his spare time.
And what about the one where he was on the tiger hunt with the Maharaja of Pushwar?
Oh, boy.
What did you do? Oh, it's not that late. What time is it?
Are you down there?
Just coming, Dad.
Get a move on, you'll miss your dinner.
Gee, Mr. Trundle, I wish you could stay here forever. See you in the morning, Mr. Trundle. Come on, Skip.
Dinner ready?
Won't be long now, Mr. Hammond.
Dad, I bet you didn't know Mr. Trundle was a sheik.
A what?
A sheik, you know, like an Arab chief. They made him one for saving someone's life.
Sonny, I've been meaning to talk to you about Mr. Trundle and his stories. I'm sure he means well. But we've always said people should respect the truth.
That's what Mr. Trundle says. He says no matter what, I should always tell the truth.
Too bad he doesn't practice what he preaches.
How do you mean, Dad?
Well, I dare say he's been telling those stories so long he half believes them himself.
They're true stories. And Mr. Trundle wouldn't lie to me. He wouldn't lie to anyone.
Sonny, there are different sorts of lies. The kind I'm speaking of.
They aren't lies. You shouldn't say that. You don't know Mr. Trundle like I do. Except for Skippy, he's the best friend I've ever had.
Sonny!
I gotta know, Mr. Trundle. They were true, weren't they? What does MVA stand for? A friend of yours?
He was telling me about the radio school. Most interesting. A unique service.
You seem to know a lot about other parts of the world. Look, Mr. Trundle. Sonny's a very impressionable. All those stories you've been telling, but he believes them. And I'm not sure that it's a good thing. I don't mind just spending a bit of time together, but... She's engaged on a research project, mainly concerned with koala bears.
Incredible.
I thought so too at first, but it's a fact they don't. And apparently they've discovered the secret of a balanced diet.
Mr. Trundle, what are you... But why? I thought you were happy here. You're not a liar.
Which reminds me, in the cleft of yonder gum tree, you'll find a small gift. I was going to write a note, but it won't be necessary now.
If we tell anyone, they'll say he stole it. But he didn't, even if it did belong to his worst enemy.
Sonny. I know he was your friend, son. Maybe the stories he told you were true. But there's no point moping because he's gone. Men like Trundle seldom stay in one place very long. What do you got under there? Where did this come from?
We found it.
Found it? Where?
On a rock. In the hollow of an old gum tree.
Why didn't you tell me? Looks like a valuable watch. From this crest and these initials, it shouldn't be too hard for the police to trace the owner.
No, not the police.
Why not the police? Anything lost in the park?
Well, maybe it wasn't lost. Maybe the owner just didn't want it.
However it came to be here, it doesn't belong to us. Why did you try to hide it? I asked you a question, Sonny. You better stay in here till you're ready to give me an answer.
I couldn't tell him, Skip, could I? Mr. Trundle's our friend. You wouldn't want to see him put in prison, would you? Well, then what are we going to do about it?
All right, Sergeant. So long as you log it as lost property. Yes, after going to town, I'll show it to Jim Darcy, the jeweler. There's a crest on it and some initials. He may be able to trace the owner for us. All right. Bye-bye.
Clancy, have you seen Dad?
He went into town. Oh, boy, was he mad. Sonny's really going to get it this time.
What'd he do?
Well, I don't know, but judging from your father's face, something pretty terrible.
It'll lead him north to the highway. If we cut to the... Come on, Skip. Come on! Mr. Trundle! Well, he said he was your enemy, but then he deserved to have it stolen. Where?
Brag, Buck. Wish Clancy put a bit of swing into it. It's worse than the scales she used to play. Wonder how much longer Dad'll be.
Could you give us a ride home, Mr. Clegg? Come on, Skip.
Is Sonny back?
Haven't seen him. Clancy said you were looking for him, Dad. What's up?
He found this watch. Or said he found it. Had it hidden under his pillow.
That's Trundle's.
Trundle.
Yeah, I saw him showing it to Sonny the other afternoon. It's one of those cheap things from Hong Kong, you know, plays music.
You've got a funny idea of what's cheap. I've just been to see Jim Darcy, the jeweler. According to him, it's worth at least $500.
500.
Hello? Oh, I think he just got back, Mr. Darcy. Hang on a minute, I'll go and call him. Mr. Hammond! Mr. Darcy's on the phone.
Righto, Clancy. Are you sure, Jim? And it does look like a police matter. No, I spoke to them on the phone. I haven't been there yet. I came straight home to find Sonny. I'll call you back, Jim. Does this belong to you?
It belongs to Sonny. I gave it to him.
According to information I've just received, this watch is who happens to be one of the wealthiest men in this country. It has his initials. All right. You gave it to Sonny. But where did...
Truth where his elders cannot.
That still doesn't answer my question.
Archer,
You?
to you, I hope I shall always...
I beg your pardon.
Those stories you told me They were true, weren't they?
Well, they were true, all right, Sonny. I can remember reading about Mr. Archer's...
But one morning I woke up and found that money was all I had.
So that's why you became Mr. Trundle. Goodbye, Mr. Trundle.
Bye. Good luck.